Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for episode 45 of On the Backs of Gods. I am your DM, Jillian, and we have here today, same as always, we have our players. We have Frank back. Woo! Yay! And now my mom won't be plagued by my terrible Tordrek impression, and she can stop calling me to complain about it. Happy Mother's Day. And we also have Kyle, Mac, Josh, Abby, and Krista. Now, for some reason, last session feels like it was a million years ago. I don't know why. That was a long week, I guess.
Time isn't real anyway.
All the downtime has just changed time itself for me personally. So I'm going to try and talk about what happened last time, and it's possible that it'll be stuff that happened in other sessions because the downtime is truly a blur. I'm truly trying to remember. I recall that Saga started working at the leathersmith to see if she could learn a new skill. She's beginning to learn.
She's getting the starting
this sort of side job and the selling of leathers from Fenn has gotten Fenn his own set of leather armor. During this time, Tordrek also came back to town, safe and sound, even though there's a bounty on their heads. Everyone's still here and safe. Tordrek comes to town and begins to assist Saga in the decorated and continued building of the temple, along with Fenn, this place at the crossroads for Lady Satyr, a place of worship, and maybe to, bring in some more people to worship. Fenn also receives his prophecy during this time, which he doesn't feel too hot about, but maybe the first one's rough. Maybe they get better. Saga seems pretty excited about it. Fenn's prophecy included the visage of 3 horses made of snow, Nanna alone in the woods, someone draws a weapon. And that was the full extent of his prophecy. And then questions if Lady Satyr is a good god, and Saga's like, yeah, the best.
Obviously.
Get good. I'm sure a lot of things happen, but we really got to get to the point. Roshan and Eagle are officially now an item, and there was a nice little kiss, and we all support it, and all of us feel okay about it. Everybody's happy and excited about this ship, and no one doesn't like it, even though somebody verbally said out loud that they don't like it. But here we are, boys. Too late.
Woo! Here we are.
We are here. And the last thing that happened as we ended our downtime was that the Jarl was going to send an emissary, and that emissary arrived in the form of 3 roadsmen, and one of those roadsmen being the Jarl's brother. That is when you are introduced to flip the page. I have all their names somewhere. I can't remember. For some reason, there it is. There's Rangvalder, Selby, and Agnet. For some reason, Agnet does not stay in my mind, even though it is a cool name and I really like it. The 3 of them arrive in town. Fenn is on edge and hides in a tree. 2 of Sid's roadsmen do not notice him, but Agnet does. And during this time has kept eyes locked firmly on him, not trying to hide it from him, just looking at him, just holding eyes on him and watching. And Rangvalder, the brother of the Jarl, asks for a tour around town, maybe a place to stay, and then they can go talk to the chief of Gull'Lundr. And that is where we left off with the party. I'm going to double check because everybody was there. Is everybody sticking around for the run around with the team? I know Fenn is in a tree currently. Cool. Everybody is there to meet the 3 roadsmen. And that is where we're going to start off, is with Agnet fully keeping her eyes on Fenn, and does you can see she does something like a little click with her mouth, Fenn. And you see instantly Selby moves over to her and she speaks into his ear. And Selby nods and looks at you and then makes his way. You can't tell if he's looking directly at you, but looks in your direction. And then he goes over to Rangvalder and kind of motions, like gives him a quick murmur and like pats him hard on the back. And Rangvalder is walking next to you, Nanna, and you watch as like his friend speaks to him softly and then pats him really hard on the back. And he kind of coughs. I just let me double check to at least put my companions at ease. As Agnet put it, there is an elf in that tree watching us.
Nanna would like to look in the tree, and if she sees Fenn.
I mean, you squint, you're like, all right, I'll give you advantage on perception.
It seems to me like she's had to pick him out of, like, foliage and underbrush often enough over their collective careers that...
You're like, I'm hoping it's Fenn in a tree and not some random elf.
Yeah, but then again, it's not a good look for, Team Gull'Lundr if it is Fenn either. So, little column A, little column B. That's a 22 for perception with advantage.
Oh, yeah. You may not have found him on your own in that moment, but you do see him there. It's just a bunch of people looking now casually.
Yes, I'm terribly sorry. That's my friend, Fenn Varmascaria. He is of Briarheart. He is simply exceptionally cautious and nothing more. He is a friend.
I mean, I will certainly take your word for it, but just... It's a bit unnerving.
Certainly. If you don't mind my taking a brief moment, speak with him briefly, put him at ease, I can show you what you need to see.
Of course. We'll wait here with the rest of your companions. And he turns to the rest of the people there and starts to do like introductions because he did not get everyone's name. Would everybody give Rangvalder their name? Yes. I trust all of you to be pleasant, cordial individuals, probably.
I'm sure somebody's gonna have to say who I am as I'm just rolling.
Over there, you see, as they seem to be like dealing with that as it is. Like, okay, we don't. It's not our favorite thing in the world that's happening, but it's not as intimidating as whatever's happening over that way.
How is that?
And
this is officially my favorite thing that Gorbjorn's done to date, and that's a very difficult list to get to the top of.
Honestly, a list of all top hits, but New Tumbleweed Lifestyle is truly Nanna, you make your way over to the tree where Fenn has been now aggressively spotted by almost everyone. You make your way over.
Fenn, is there anything that I can assist you with? Anything I can do to possibly put you at ease? Our guests are somewhat ill at ease with someone just watching them from a tree.
Fenn will just make his way down now, seeing that he's no longer hidden. No, I'm not sure this is the time to tell you. You know, I went with Saga to the crossroads to help on her shrine. And while I was there, she gave me some medicine that helped me to receive a vision from her Lady Seda. And
I'm pretty sure Nanna's seen these drops or had Nanna speak about.
You're aware of the drops.
I'm aware of them.
Everybody saw Broggy aggressively be given drops.
I see. Yes, that's true. Okay, so I remember the drops, and I know what they can do.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So interesting timing, but all right.
And it was, wasn't given prophecy in words the way that Saga makes it sound. I was shown things. It was visions, hallucinations, which I know many plants can cause, but I'm less at ease now because the first thing I saw were those 3 white horses. And the visions that I had ended with you in some apparent peril. And I'm concerned for your safety. And I'm not sure that these 3 individuals themselves are a threat, but I would very much like for you to stay close to someone and not find yourself alone anytime soon. I feel foolish saying this to you. This is to be believing visions from some medicine put into my eyes, but had I not seen these 3 horses here, I'm not sure I would have believed them myself, but it was 3 snow white horses. So I'll come with you and I'll rejoin the party, and I'm sorry for how this might appear, but I wanted to look after you, and I was thinking that might be the best way to do it, just to stay out of sight.
You ever were a very, very helpful sentry, and I thank you for that. Vision or not, real or not, certainly at the very least we know that Saga's prophecies can be powerful and sometimes a bit unnerving. I will absolutely trust your judgment in taking caution here, but I hesitate to believe that these people who have arrived are necessarily threats in and of themselves. They're roadsmen, they're guards in service directly to the Jarl. In fact, the one gentleman there, she'll nod and kind of single out the one with the dirty blonde hair, the attractive young
the real
guy,
hot one.
the real hot
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, the real hot guy. That one there, he is Rangvalder Torgrimsson. He is the younger brother of the Jarl. So, either there's some very, very dangerous things going on with the Jarl, or we're perfectly fine. But I will be cautious. And I won't be alone.
I appreciate you heeding my paranoia. I am not sure that these people are the threat, or if there even is one, but I am nervous about all these new people that will be coming to town from all corners of the West, and knowing what our situation is legally, and also I'm not even entirely sure if we can trust Eagle at this point. So please do stay nearby someone. Don't allow yourself to be vulnerable.
I will. I won't go by myself anywhere. I'll keep my head about me.
And I'll be on my best behavior as well. I'm sorry, Nanna.
That's all right, Fenn. I know you were acting out of a place of care. I appreciate it. But let's go and not keep them waiting.
Very well.
Nanna will trot her way back towards the rest of everybody else, with Fenn by her side.
You can see that there is the fact that you went over there and had a conversation makes it apparent that this is not a dangerous person to them at this moment. They're like, or if it is, as you had said, some things are afoot, but you make your way over. Do you introduce him, or does he introduce himself?
You asking me for Fenn's sake or for our guest's sake?
I am asking if Fenn just casually just comes over and joins the group, or if he is introduced.
I will introduce him for courtesy's sake, so as not to put Fenn necessarily on the spot. Said she will walk up towards Rangvalder and give him, kind of like bring Fenn up alongside and say, Rangvalder, this is my friend. This is Fenn Varmascaria of Briarheart.
And I'll give a polite bow.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance. Gave us a bit of a scare. I certainly didn't see you. And he puts a hand up and gives like a slight bow himself. And you see that is reciprocated from the two people joining him. You could see that when you were approaching that they were shaking hands of everybody else, but you just seem to get what's up. They seem to know things a little bit.
I was hoping that at least mentioning Briarheart, and with these being roadsmen, they may have passed by that town and known their customs, perhaps, at least by rumor or by reputation.
None of them attempt to, like, move forward to shake hands or anything.
You mean they don't do the elf dance?
Saga's like, listen, it would have been so cool.
I mean, it would have been. She'll fix it up before the next time she visits. She'll have it on lock.
Well, it is very great to meet everyone once again. It has been a while since I've been in Gull'Lundr. I was but a boy. I would love to see what you have to show me before we go to see the chief. And just to make it slightly easier, my friends call me Valder. So we can make that a bit easier for everyone.
That would be most welcome. Thank you, Valder.
Of course. Lead the way, Nanna. And he squeezes your shoulder.
Nanna will lead him onwards. There's not a hell of a lot entertaining going on in Gull'Lundr. It's
house.
It's not exactly Las Vegas. But, there's the longhouse over there. We'll make our way back over there when we've finished. Here's the inn. This is where you can book your stay. And there's good food here. Roshan's family has owned that for a long time. And, taking him through the major hits. But there's maybe like 2 or 3 of those in the whole village, you understand.
Mm-hmm.
While we are walking, Roshan would like to send a magical message to Nanna and tell her we need to meet privately as a group after we part ways with our new friends.
I can arrange that. She'll respond back silently.
Okay.
So she'll remember that.
Oh, yeah. You can reply in a whisper that only I can hear.
Yeah.
I was hoping that was a thing I could do and not look like a dumbass just saying, yeah, I can arrange that into the air like I have a Bluetooth on.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Sorry, I was taking a call from the spirit world.
Interesting. Go ahead. Everybody give me, except Gorbjorn, because he is in full rotation constantly. I would love insight checks. And if you feel like that's not your cup of tea, don't even worry about it. But roll me some insights.
Insight on Mr. Valder here?
It could be on anyone.
On anyone,
Anybody.
24.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
13.
I also have a 13.
That makes sense.
11.
Aw. Tordrick is tired from his long trick back.
He's like, man, I've been on the road so long.
He's a little foot lagged.
I'd be tired. He just walked the whole way and back.
Damn.
What do you got, Saga?
18.
Ooh. Okay. So anybody who got over a 17, hands up real fast. Okay. Actually fitting. Valder seems to be focusing communication mostly with Nanna, as she is the tour guide at this current moment. Like, and here's our burning statue. And seems to be sticking mostly to her and talking to her. Selby is much more vocal to more people in the group, and is very quick for a quip, and is sometimes the only one laughing at them, but that does not deter him. Agnet laughs at none of them.
Of course.
Selby is currently sticking closer and sort of making his time between, not exactly talking to the most, but keeping station near Fenn and Roshan. Agnet is keeping station closer to Saga. And Roshan and Saga, you just notice the people sort of standing closer to you. Even if they're not talking to you the whole time, they seem to be sticking closer to you just in space. You all make your way around. You said you take them to the inn where they're able to go inside, and they are able to get themselves 3 rooms. Valder looks to you. Once everyone else arrives, we'll probably try to clear up the rooms and then just go stay where the Jarl is going to stay. We're going to ask that each family that comes be able to possibly provide lodging for themselves, so that we do not burden Gull'Lundr physically, resource-wise.
That is appreciated. If there is someone in truly dire straits, Gull'Lundr would not turn them away, I cannot imagine. But it is appreciated that that's been thought of.
I will not doubt your hospitality for a moment. But for now, for our sake, just for the fact that we've been on the road so long, happy to set up in an inn with something to drink, which we'd all love to have drinks with all of you later.
Certainly, I think there's no better way to meet new friends, reignite old acquaintances.
Perfect. It would truly be appreciated. Bill is, of course, on us. Once we speak with the Jarl, we're not against starting early.
I think you will find very few who would not take you up on that around these parts.
I am certainly happy to give you all the rundown of what the Jarl is expecting, though. Happy to tell you because you may want to involve yourselves. My sister's been trying to figure out how to make this a less somber event, maybe take some of the edge off of it, which I think is apparent. We have decided that we are going to have, in a sense, games, competition in different fields so that people from neighboring places may get to know each other better. And of course, there will be monetary prizes for these events. But from what I can see from all of you, you may find interest. Motions over to Gorbjorn, who is just a solid piece of green muscle rolling across.
Rolling around at the
roll me
sound.
Constitution if you'd be so kind, Gorbjorn. I just want to know how you're doing, you know?
I'm just imagining him like the little raccoon rolling down the hallway over and over.
Would this be a save?
No.
Okay, so it's just a con check. So that'll be an 11.
It's getting a little dizzy.
Yeah, there is a point where you're like, either I stop or I throw up.
So what's it gonna be, Gorbjorn?
Going inside the bar.
It slowly comes to a stop. The world spins, but you're like, I can find my way inside of an inn.
Any day.
Maybe looking a little greener than normal.
Oh, God. Nobody put beer in him yet. Let him settle out.
Basically, the 3 roadsmen speak to the group for a while in here, talking about what they'd like to accomplish. Each of the chiefs invited have been given a set of rules they must abide by. This is going to be a peaceful event. The only type of fighting that may occur is anything that may happen in the games, which will be regulated. Nothing is to the death. Items will be blunted for a weapons fight. There will be people watching. It'll be as safe as we can physically make it. And I don't feel like anyone is going to, try to stab somebody in front of the Jarl, who will be probably involved in some of the events. I don't know if I can stop her. But from what we have gathered, there is going to be a wrestling competition. This is where the goal is to take an opponent to the ground, and each time an opponent is taken to the ground, you earn a point. There is also going to be an archery competition to get more people involved who aren't exactly more hands-on and don't want to, be aggressively attacked by somebody and thrown to the dirt. Preferences.
I could speak for a few folk who could definitely stand to play in those games.
We also are considering having a race, something a little more lighthearted, make its way around Gull'Lundr, see the sights, give somebody some money at the end. We also are going to have a weapons competition where there will be actually armed fighting. It's going to be made as safe as possible. Weapons will be blunted with something. Might be the competition I go for. I'm not much of a wrestler.
Yeah, I never quite bulked up enough to really settle into that role myself, although the weapons competition does sound interesting, as does the archery competition.
And Selby has been begging for a flighting competition, so we may have it. And all of you would probably know that flighting is basically just Norse rap battles, but
Hell yeah! We have to get our sass bard in!
People loved a good rap battle back in the day,
They did.
You know how it is.
Yeah, I mean, you have to make your boasts.
Yeah, I let me rhyme and be super cool and sound better than you. Please don't hit me, though, is the thing. Please don't hit me.
Amazing.
The only possibility, and this is what we're hoping to avoid, but the thing is, if we outlaw it, it'll look a bit tyrannical because it's traditional. Dueling will be allowed if someone is called out. I don't think people would step up to the plate on that. But if someone calls for a duel, we will not stand in the way. We'll hopefully maybe be able to talk them out of it. Maybe they'll just wrestle, but it will be allowed.
Surely some intermediary step can be in between the discrepancy and the duel itself. Some kind of mitigation of, an offer of a different game or some such, like you suggested.
That's what I'm hoping. And then finally, after hopefully we get out any aggression or tire out anybody who may have any energy whatsoever, then we'll get to the talks of the treaty and hopefully just get some new signatures on it.
That is, near as I can tell, as good a plan as any, and I really hope that it works out well. I'll do anything I can to help.
Of course. Before it gets too late, and I can see that my companions are chomping at the bit to get some drinks, Agnet has been stone-faced the whole time and visibly is not portraying that. Selby, on the other hand, a little bit different. As he has already sat at the bar. He has not ordered himself a drink though, but he seems to be talking about and perusing the options, and has asked Roshan, so what's best here?
Well, my aunt makes a great mead. Otherwise, whiskey, beer, whatever you want.
We're not going to give Agnet whiskey. And he laughs and he points over at Agnet. Agnet takes none of it and says nothing or portrays anything. Balder looks to Nanna. You have showed us where the longhouse is. We will make our way over there, and we will join you all shortly back here. And we can celebrate not being on horses. I am very tired.
That's very understandable. Is there any assistance I might be able to offer to you before or during your meeting with Hertha?
If I come across any trouble, I will find you as quick as I can. But sadly, the wording was to give this directly to your chief. Do I think it is something, secretive? It's basically what I've told you, but, in the words of the Jarl.
Mm-hmm. Most certainly. I do understand.
Of course. We will return shortly. Thank you all again for your hospitality.
Of course.
And all of them sort of give a nod and make their way out. And all of you are left alone together. There's a couple people like milling about so far at the inn to drink, but it is not exactly like party hour per se. Mm-hmm. Most people are working at this time. But all of you are together now.
Nanna would like to look over to Ro and kind of quirk an eyebrow like, you think you can excuse yourself from work long enough for us to have a talk with the party since we're all here anyway?
Am I still on PTO?
You're probably no longer bought off the clock. You usually work later in the evening, so it's not like you're leaving her at rush hour. There's like 3 dudes here.
Okay. Can everybody follow me back into the kitchen? I don't think this will take very long.
Certainly. Everyone, if we could just follow Ro, please, just for a bit.
Is there any like smoked meat hanging that I could just like
I mean, there's probably some smoked sausages.
I'll take one of those.
He's got to build up his protein. He's been dodge rolling all day.
A full carcass dangling from the ceiling. It's fine. It's normal. I don't know how people eat meat. What is it? I just picture and they're like, there's a cow. It's right there, dangling from the ceiling.
Right there.
Very Norse. Throw some salt on it. Yeah. But all of you make your way into the kitchen. You see your aunt looks over at you, Roshan, as everybody starts to go into the kitchen, but she kind of just like, all right, and stays at the bar.
We'll put on hairnets.
Everyone
Tordrick will wave at her when he walks by. They ent. He's several times with the booze, so he waves. Hey.
She smiles when you acknowledge her.
Aww.
And gives you a nod.
Nanna would kind of like to lean over towards her and say, we won't take very long at all. We just needed to talk over something very quickly.
You certainly won't. I'll kick you out if you stay too long.
Of course you will. Thank you.
And you all stand in the kitchen.
So we should probably address the elephant in the room. We know that Egil has canceled the bounty, meaning somebody could pick it up. Egil has graciously said that we should be safe here in Gull'Lundr, but it was somebody at the chief level who put this bounty on us, and all of the chiefs in the West are going to be here in 2 weeks' time. I don't think it's safe for any of us to leave the town right now, especially not alone. And I think, especially as it gets closer, we shouldn't be alone even in town.
I think that's probably wise. It's going to be difficult weeding out solid allies from potential foes as we draw closer to this big event, and obviously it's going to be a lot more raucous than I was first anticipating, at least. The games should hopefully be a good channel for any ill will anyone might be bringing into this meat, but anyone determined enough isn't going to be swayed by athletic competitions or flighting. Pairing up should hopefully mitigate that danger.
So there's 4 people that technically don't live in this town. Where are we staying?
Well, I mean, somebody's welcome to bunk with Nanna at the very least. She's probably got room for one person to hang for a while.
But no more pickles.
Yeah, no more pickles.
Roshan can also have... Roshan could probably have 2 people stay in his room, and he could find another place in town to sleep.
That's a very gracious offer of you, Roshan.
I have to wonder, has Eagle not been any more forthcoming with who put this bounty on us in the first place, or is that still hidden behind his twisted sense of honor that he cannot divulge that, even though we've met every other condition that he's laid before us?
He hasn't, not to me, but I have a pretty good idea who it could be. So considering the options, any attempt at our lives would be, especially in Gull'Lundr, an open attempt at war between our villages. And that cuts out 1 or 2 of the chiefs. And the fact that they could lay down a 50,000 gold bounty, that cuts out just about everyone else. So I think one of the newest chiefs, one who had a funeral for her husband that could have fed our entire village for the winter. I think it's her.
And that very well might be, but I'd rather not be surprised to find out it's someone else when we've let our guard down.
That's true, and that's why I think we need to proceed, especially into the next couple weeks, with the utmost caution.
Roshan, I think you and I find each other in a rare spot of agreeance on this.
Gull'Veg has truly blessed this day, I suppose.
Just like just a moment of light through the window.
Goodness. Well, so long as the lot of you don't mind staying put in Gull'Lundr for a couple of weeks, I do think that with this bounty on still, this is probably going to be the safest place we can be. Saga, you can still go back to your temple, but please don't go alone. Take one of us with you, would you?
All right.
In fact, take 2.
Why not?
Outside of the village is certainly less safe than inside.
Is there anything we can be doing? Oh, I'm sorry, Saga, go ahead.
Well, as long as I can still go. That's all right.
Certainly.
Is there anything we can be doing in the meanwhile that might reveal some more information about who may or may not have set this bounty on us and what attempts might be made? Have they sent people ahead? Are these riders the first to arrive in town that are not known to town, or are they sending scouts ahead to confirm or deny our whereabouts?
Well,
Have we noticed anyone interesting coming to town other than these 3 and Egil's friends?
Yeah, I was about to say there's been a lot of people coming to town.
That's kind of been the problem.
There's a lot of dudes. And each time any of Eagle's companions show up, they are escorted by 5 men. people
Have we seen
people who
anybody come
have
to
been
town?
in town. So I'm asking for like the people who spent the most time in town to go ahead and give me just straight intelligence
Oh
as
dear.
you rack your brains for faces.
11.
Did I see anybody on the road when I was out there?
Yeah, go ahead and roll intelligence.
Okay.
Oh.
Brain so smooth.
Yeah, I got a 4. Nana's got nothing.
And
A 10.
I mean, nobody that sticks out more than the people Eagle has brought in. Those are probably the faces you expected, which arrived, but nothing else stood out. Saga's probably seen the most faces, but none of them seem to be like, dastardly, twirly mustache. None
I'm
of
not the
that.
type to really pay attention to that anyway.
Yeah, you're like, why would I? I have these pamphlets.
Yeah.
My prophecy doesn't say twirly mustache.
Get
Not
good
looking at
with my
mustache.
God.
This probably sounds bad, but all humans look the same to me anyways, so. I mean, they don't have like markings on their face or anything like that. So how do you tell them apart?
You don't have
Exactly.
You don't have face markings. What am I supposed to do?
It's like, if you don't have the certain crosshatch, then how am I supposed to know which line you came from? I don't know.
But yeah, you guys, nothing stands out.
Huh. Okay. Well, I could try asking Hertha about it, perhaps sometime later tonight after the roadsmen have finished speaking with her. Or sometime in the next week or so, if not that.
And I can ask Egil again how well he trusts his men to not, I guess, sell us out. But
They did that already.
Not a great track record for that.
Yeah.
well, he did stab a guy. What's that?
Yeah, he
That
stabbed
was
a
for a
man
different reason.
Yeah, it was for being aggressive to all of you in his home.
Yeah.
So it's in the same vein, but it is not.
It's
you
not
don't know what
because
happened.
he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't
it
know
wasn't
what
for
happened to the guy
betrayal.
who
It was
made it home.
strictly for toxic masculinity.
Yeah, you don't know what happened to the one guy that escaped and went to Eagle. You don't know what happened to him. He's probably fine.
Probably fine. Probably
chill.
just fine.
Paid vacation. He's chill.
Definitely.
He's
PTO.
got no more problems.
Fixed.
Yep.
Got it. I mean, I don't suppose there's been any guidance given by the Nine Sisters or by Lady Seda? Anything pertaining to significant persons coming to town, I suppose? People who might pose a danger?
I'm gonna pray. But
I haven't asked yet.
No, I already told you what I know. Or what
You're
I...
welcome to share it again with
what
everyone
I
else if you
witnessed.
feel comfortable.
Well, I may as well tell everyone while we're here. Tordrick, when you and I went to help Saga, and she gave me the medicine in my eyes,
Mhm.
The prophecy drops, yes.
I
It's not
was
medicine.
I was shown a vision of 3 horses made of snow that, and I'm, as best I can recall, look to be like those that just rode into town. And then it's all fleeting, you know, when you wake up from a dream and you can only remember bits of it. But I remember distinctly Nanna standing in the woods alone and seeming to be in danger. And then I heard a weapon unsheathed. And that's where the end of my recollection comes. I felt the whole thing to be somewhat menacing and ominous, and it was not an enjoyable experience, but if it's showing us something we need to be prepared for, then I think we should consider following it, or at least heeding the warnings that might have been given from Lady Sada.
Of course. That's the point.
It certainly seems to have served us well so far. That said, all the more reason for us not to be alone. At any point if we can avoid it.
Agreed.
Well, it'll happen, considering that it says it in the prophecy. But, maybe we were just out somewhere in the woods or something and just were out of, frame of the vision.
Possibly, yes. All the better to provide that possibility. Right, Saga? Yes? Better to probably have someone just off screen than probably not.
Maybe prophecy can't see me roll.
Have you been going too fast?
He has been rolling quite quickly of late.
It's panned, the camera's here on Nanna, chest up, and you just can't see that Gorbjorn is rolling across the ground lower. And Tordrek is also there. You just can't see them. They're there.
It's fine. Oh my god. I love this team. Anyway. Alright, so...
Roshan, you said that there would be a place for me to stay here in the inn. I'm going to take... Go ahead.
Oh, yes, 2 people can take mine and my sister's room.
That might be the best place for me to stay. I would like to spend the next few days while people make their way into towns trying to overhear some conversations and see if there's anything that can be learned that way. And I think of all of us, I'm the best to keep the shadows and not be noticed.
Just do have a care with that particular one. What was her name?
Agnet, the name that none of us can remember.
The name that none of us can remember. I was looking for the notes.
I keep saying ingot in my head.
Oh no!
I don't know why her name's so difficult, but it is.
It's
I guess.
very lovely
There's
as a name. I have
Rangvalder,
nothing
and we're
against
easy,
it.
got it.
Valder does help, mind you. Rangvalder is a little bit long.
Rangvalder's
Valder is better. Yeah. Do have a care around that Agnet woman. She saw you apparently quite quickly, from what I understand, Fenn. She's very perceptive. I would take care with how you appear to them. That is all.
I'll be mindful, and I'll make my best effort to stay out of trouble. And who else would be staying here? I imagine. Go ahead, Saga.
I just want to mention, sorry, it didn't seem like she was paying very much attention to you otherwise, though. It seemed like the guy was mostly talking to you. The lady was she was walking around, maybe me. She might be interested in Lady Sada or something. Or I don't know. At least that's what I saw. I don't know.
These 3 people, we can only assume that they're here as harbingers for the Jarl and to keep the Jarl's peace. But I think we should be watchful of anyone that we don't know in the coming weeks. So I imagine that Roshan will likely be here in the evenings when he's working. Is there anyone else that would like to stay in this inn with me?
Well, there's, unless Tordrick has anywhere else to stay, Tordrick or Saga, I think, should perhaps consider staying here. Gorbjorn, maybe. I can definitely offer a space in my own house, for anyone else.
I'm gonna help with the temple, and seems like I'm gonna be here a little longer than I thought I would, so I'm gonna maybe find something to do besides the priestly stuff. I've been kind of thinking about animals lately. I used to have an animal. I'm thinking about maybe helping with that kind of thing around here.
Oh.
I have a friend. I have
You
a
have
friend.
friends?
She's a small. Yeah. Yes, Gull'Lundr. Finally, some
Really?
other friends that smell considerably better than you and Nanna do.
Well,
Excuse me.
you haven't mentioned it. I mean, it's pretty interesting. Thought you would have said.
Saga, you met her. She's a small bird.
Oh,
Tordric
it's not a
said-
person. That makes sense. Okay.
Mixed voice. Oh, okay.
Everyone, oh yeah.
I'm glad I drank
And
that water
just being
quickly.
dragged for 5 minutes straight. Oh, I'm dying.
Yes, she's
so
very
sorry.
nice. I met her. She's very nice. Yes.
She really is. She's a good little bird.
Anyhow, we done roasting me.
Sounds like everyone wants to join in the flighting.
Yeah, all of you enter the flighting competition.
It's good fun. I can't help that.
Make a boy band.
We're a team. We all go in together,
The 6-pack.
and we just hound them until they give up. We break them down as a team.
We do our best fighting that way. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, jeez.
Work.
Work.
Sorry, we won't
Dog's
make
like,
fun of
"Get
Fenn
on with it."
So after that, I'm sure we've probably overstayed our welcome in the small kitchen that's not big enough for 6 people.
Yeah.
And Rose Aunt will shoo us out. And afterward, I would like to go visit Egil.
Okay. Are you taking a second, or are you just now splitting from the group on your own?
I mean, unless anyone's got something to say.
I mean, I have a sneaking suspicion that the trio is just about done with Hertha and will be expecting to see us at the inn for drinks.
I only plan on being gone for just a couple minutes.
You're not supposed to wander off on your own. We just established that.
Would you like to escort me?
I would
We go
not.
everywhere together.
No.
I'll go. It's fine.
Thank you, Nana.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Nanna and Fenn. Nanna and Fenn. Fenn said nay.
Fenn said
Nanna
nay.
and Roche. He's just saying Nanna and Fenn as just a natural team up, but second team up, Nanna and Roshan.
Boo-boo-boo-boo.
Both of you make your way over to Eagle's place, which has yet to open. It is still empty, even though it looks to be basically done. And now has that sign out front that says Island Life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming
Looking
you all
good.
go inside.
Indeed.
Yes. Is Egil readily available?
You go in and do not see anyone. Not upstairs.
I will casually let myself behind the bar and go down. Is it a spiral staircase again?
It is not a spiral staircase this time.
Damn.
It's
It
just
is-
a regular staircase.
It's kind of more like the and then like with a landing. It's
Yes. The townhouse landing.
yeah.
Bleh, bleh,
Could not
bleh.
fully spiral, and it is not as deep below the earth as the one in Olafsveller. But the whole place is just very hot. Then it's pretty hot in here. Nanna, do you follow Roshan?
I mean, assuming he lets me go along with and doesn't like close the bar behind him as he goes, yeah.
Yeah, he
Slams it shut. No.
he expects her to follow.
Yeah.
Alright.
Both of you make your way downstairs. Nanna, go ahead and roll me perception. Perception didn't sound like a word in my head for a solid 2 seconds where I was like, perception, that's not a thing.
I understand
Can't
completely.
be a thing.
Hey, that sounds like bullshit that's been made up. Ah, no.
Sound fake.
Sounds like it to Nanna, too, the way I'm rolling right now. Boo, that's a 7.
Not as big as the one in Olafsfeller.
Mm-hmm.
Has a hot pool, no cold pool. And has an area that it looks like is dedicated to training. Does not seem as like there are not as many tables and setups like that. It just is different. But it does have that door that is closed with like a heavy wooden door.
Kind of like looks like a almost more of a spa gym sort of layout than
Is it
like
gym? Hell yeah. With your 7, good golly. I mean, it's not.
I know
like
you haven't got much to give me.
I have nothing for you. It looks less public.
Okay.
Is Egil in the hot pool?
He's not in the hot pool. But at this time, after you kind of take your steps down and you like scan each piece of the room and don't see him, that is when the door opens and Egil comes out. Both of you again roll perception. Literally, like in my head again, I'm like, I don't know how to say that word. What is that word?
8.
Oh, that was better. I got a 16 that time.
Okay. You're not looking at the room, Roshan. Nanna, you look and you can see books. Big, boring looking books. Like,
Oh no.
they look like the most boring books you've ever seen in your life. Just from like yards away, you're like, oh my God, I'd die. I no.
Ave would be so happy with that room full of books. I just know he would be. And oh, I hate the look of it all.
Yeah, it seems like you could see that there is a wooden desk in the room as well, which has papers upon books upon it, which you see for just a moment before Eagle closes the door and walks over. So what do I owe the pleasure? And he makes his way over to you guys.
I have rented out my room at the inn to my friends, and I was hoping that I guess for the next couple weeks that I could stay here.
And he puts on a face like he's thinking.
Nanna would kind of like to gauge the feel of this conversation without making it too obvious, but like, you know, what's the vibe going on in the faces of these two individuals?
I'm gonna let you roll insight with advantage because you have seen half of the courting process.
I'm sure I have, yeah. Being at Hertha's as often as I have been when Eagle has come to... Ooh! Double 18s.
All I have are these 18s.
Boo-boo!
Do they increase at all?
That is what I got. I rolled 17. My insight is +1.
Gotcha. Okay.
So 18 is the final total. Yes.
Cool. You look and you're like, okay, this definitely has to be like this looks like a little bit of he joking. And you see him think, and he walks over to Roshan, and he like cups the side of his head right here and kisses him on the temple. Yeah, sure.
Nanna's not laughing. I want to make it very clear. Nanna has more class than that. This is Mac.
Slightly off. Yeah.
We have just had a discussion as a group, and we are not going to spend time out and about alone. And I know you turn into a pumpkin at 10:30 on the dot. So could you send someone by 4 bells past midnight to escort me over here?
Of course, I'm sure somebody could escort you. Shouldn't be a problem. And I'm glad that you all have had this conversation. Miss Nanna, it has been plaguing me a bit. Just the fact that we have just made a contract with each other and that you could be murdered at any moment. Devastating.
I'm certain. I'm very certain. It's certainly an interesting time we're heading into. There's going to be a lot of unknowns, but I have every confidence that between your business experience and Wiles and our collective, whatever you want to call it, I'm sure we'll muddle through.
Well, if you think of a word for what the energy you all put out is, please inform me of it. As I told
I'll do my
Roshan,
best.
I will put out feelers as best I can. Thing is, I scare away a lot of fucking people, but I don't know if I'm scaring fucking chiefs. Not yet, at least.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, I'll do my best. I have men keeping an eye out, seeing if something seems out of place. But there's only so much I can do. And especially if you step foot outside of Gull'Lundr, you have left sort of my umbrella of protection.
Mm-hmm.
So that is as much as I can do for you. And if I figure something out, you will all be the first to know.
All right. Thank you very much for your help in that regard, Eagle. It's going to be difficult keeping as many unknowns known as possible leading up to this event, but hopefully we'll be able to come out the other side, perhaps a little richer for it.
Here's my word of advice: don't look suspicious. If I were to be your enemy, let's say, and I were to be playing it real casual, and I were to maybe catch you sneaking about, first damn thing I'd do is go tell somebody important, and not handle it myself. You know, law-abiding citizen and all. So something to keep in mind. Be safe.
Certainly. We will take every precaution. I will perhaps have a couple extra discussions with Gorbjorn, and we'll try and make everything.
Honestly, his new hobby, incredibly interesting.
I'm somewhat perplexed, but also quite impressed.
I have noticed, though, that nobody really blinks an eye at it anymore, so something to keep in mind. If you have any other questions for me, happy to do my best.
I've nothing further particularly. We very much appreciate you taking us at this late hour.
Of course. Just because Roshan says I go to bed incredibly early does not mean I am okay at 4 p.m. Sometimes the books make me look a bit drowsy.
That makes sense.
Thanks, and I guess I'll see you in the morning.
I'm sure our schedules will line up at some point.
Eventually.
Okay.
All right. Listen, you keep weird fucking hours.
He does.
He wakes up after noon, and I don't know what to do about that.
It's something I've come to accept about him.
Mind-boggling.
I know.
No offense.
Have a good evening.
Of course.
Take care.
You all as well. And he gives you a nod. Miss Nanna, Roshan.
Eagle.
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 As we're walking out of Eagle's establishment, Nanna would kind of like to sort of not necessarily steer us directly back towards the inn, but kind of like on a roundabout sort of route that Roshan is probably familiar with.
Just a bit of a detour.
A little bit of a detour, a small one, and we're going to be careful with it. But so Roshan, I rather wanted to just ask for some clarification just to make sure I'm not picking up any mixed signals or misreading the situation or anything like that. Are you getting with Eagle?
He'll just choke on a little bit of spit. Well, I guess you could say we are more than friends at this point.
On the one hand, congratulations.
Not
Honestly.
more than friends right now, or not much more than friends right now, but
Promise of return on investments at a later date, I assume.
oh, actually, we're not making any investments. I asked that he strike my name from the contract. We are not legally bound in any way.
Well, I'm glad that one of us at least has that flexibility, and I appreciate you sticking your neck out like that.
Yes, that is exactly what I am doing.
I'm being generous here. Take
I
it.
appreciate it.
That being said, I also really quickly just wanted to ask, you do remember the part where he blew us up? And after he blew us up, we were drugged for like a week and dragged through a cart over hill and dale and God knows what else.
To be honest, no, I don't really remember that. I remember leaving the cave, and then I remember waking up in a cart.
Well, in fairness, I don't remember very much else beyond that, but he did very much explode us, and even though it was one of his henchmen going off on his own, he was going to bloody well sell us into slavery. This was the man who worked for him.
The other guy was going to sell us into slavery, not Egil.
I know that. I'm just saying, the fella who was going to sell us into slavery was a guy who worked for Egil.
I think he fired him after that.
I should bloody well hope so, and put a black mark on his permanent record, for good measure. But
I wouldn't be surprised. Did we kill him? Because if we didn't, Egil probably did.
We killed him, yes. We killed the one who was making that bright idea.
Churm?
The leading...
Churm.
Yes, Churm.
Churm, yeah.
Churm, yes. Churm from Churm in the Water. That's most beloved
Call back
of
to
episodes.
Churm in the Water.
Mm-hmm.
Find us on YouTube.
The one we let live was Ramus?
Yeah.
Ramus?
Something like that.
Yeah.
So he's alive, and random other guy is Schrodinger's bad guy. Is he alive or not? We don't know.
Yeah, those were the only two who survived.
Yeah.
We did kill Churm, though.
Yeah, Churn's dead. Churn is very much dead. One can only fucking hope.
Well, if we hadn't done it, then I'm almost certain that Egil would have.
I will go against my better judgment and trust your judgment on that, Ro, but I implore you, just be smart, just be safe, all right?
You don't have to worry about anything.
I mean, on the one hand, you say that, and on the other hand, do you know half the shit I got you to do when we were kids?
I mean, they were usually Rosetta's ideas, so...
That is very fair, yes. But, I mean, you still did it, is my point.
Nanna, don't worry about me. And he'll take Nana's hand and give it a squeeze.
She'll squeeze it back, and she'll kind of like clap a hand on his shoulder, like, I really truly wish you happiness, Ro. I hope that you are contented. And I hope that he damn well treats you as well as you deserve to be.
Roshan just smiles at that, but says, well, I suppose we should get back to the bar before Valder and his friends get back. So
yes, most
no
definitely.
more detours.
No more detours, most certainly. But just wanted to make sure I understood the situation. Could you try leaning on Eagle a little bit more, see if we can find anything else out about whoever put that bounty on us, if he can give us anything?
I'll try.
I believe he's probably more likely to be open with you when you're alone with him than he is with anybody else.
You're not wrong.
All things considered. Back we go then.
Okay. And you guys make your way back to the inn, which the rest of you have experienced the fact that the three have returned just shortly before Nanna and Roshan have. And Selby is already fully stood up on a chair.
Oh boy.
And you can see Valder sort of like rubbing his chin, kind of embarrassed, and Agnet unfazed. We have returned. It is time to drink. And I challenge anyone here. And he widens the stance. Another flip is on another chair.
Oh my god.
We drink in the honor of our friends. If anyone can outdrink I and Agnet, they have won honor. He jumps down. I drink in honor of Valder. Agnet, and she gives like a nod and like sits at a table. Any takers?
Yeah!
Of course, I was hoping Gorbjorn would. I was thinking him or Tordrick.
And who is brave enough to take on Agnet? Who will do it?
Oh, I wanted to take on Agnet.
Yeah, you sit in front of Agnet and Selby's like, who is brave enough then to take on me? Equally as good as my friend Agnet.
Are you there, Saga?
Yeah, Saga's here.
Oh yes, I'm there.
Tordrick comes up to the side of you, whispers, when do you want to go back towards the temple?
Oh well, we could probably. You can hang out with them tonight if you want to. That's fine. I'll probably go later.
Well, I want to help. I promised. I need to do
of course.
for the Nine Sisters. But I'm shaking. This nobody challenges Tordrick. I mean, I know the open challenge. I've got to be a part of that. But I don't want to hurt myself because I did promise. I made him promise.
Oh yes. Well, I think that out of all of us, you're probably one of the best. So I think you won't hurt yourself. You're probably going to win anyway, so it should be fine.
Anyone?
He kind of blushed.
Challenge me.
He blushes.
I'm good.
Well, yeah, of course. I have a good chance to win. Just watch this. And he goes over and he puts his hammer down and he goes, I will challenge whoever thinks they can outdrink this dwarf.
You both are just standing. He's like, then I challenge you, Sir Dwarf. And he makes his
pounds
way.
his chest, dwarven pound chest.
Yeah, and he like puts his foot over onto another chair to move closer. And then I challenge you, sir, to defend the honor of Valder as he moves forward. Valder is just standing near the door near you, Nanna, just watching. A itty bitty blush to the cheeks as he's like,
Does he do that often?
more often than I'd like to admit.
It's very sweet.
And he jumps down and goes over to the bar and puts down a bag of coin drinks all round, 2 minimum, and like pats the table.
Bless you, bless you.
And Agnet just stares coolly right back at you, Gorbjorn, unmoving, unfazed.
I wink at her.
Go ahead and roll charisma if you'd be so kind.
Oh boy, my best. That's
Any good stat.
that's an 18 -1.
Nice.
You see a slight quirk to the corner of the mouth, just a slight quirk, as drinks are then pounded down onto the table. That is where we are going to take our break for today, right before a lovely round of drink for everyone. So we're going to take a quick break. We will be back in 10 minutes. Like, I had to look at a piece of paper. How many minutes? We'll be back in 10 minutes. Go get a snack, drink some water, be good to yourself.
Hydrate.
And we'll be back and see you guys in 10.
Thank you, 10.
10 minutes.
Cheers.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 45 of On the Backs of Gods. We left off with the party getting acquainted with the three roadsmen, the emissary of the Jarl, Valdr, who is also the Jarl's brother, has just finished a conversation with Chief Hertha and has returned to be slightly embarrassed by the fact that Selby is now challenging people to drinks in his honor. At this moment, Agnet and Gorbjorn are sitting across from each other. Drinks are being basically fully like pulled out, like Roshan, your aunt like looks at the amount of coin put on the table, and like an apron hits you instantly. Like it just it finds you, it zeroes in, and just across the room, apron fully hits into you. All right, 2 drinks for everyone. Let's go. And she starts getting it ready. And I'm assuming you hop to it and join her.
Yeah, of course. I'm at work.
I'm working, guys. Tips are welcome. 20% minimum, thanks. Basically, a first drink is handed out to everybody. Roshan, I can only assume that maybe you grab something else for Saga. Or do you give her an ale?
Nah, I'll get her an apple juice or something.
Oh, thanks.
I just pictured it with like the little box one with a straw, like era appropriate, no, but appropriate. Just a small juice box.
Give me a Capri Sun.
You watch as Selby checks the room and makes sure everybody has been given a drink. And he's like, the first one, to friends, to country, to honor, to siblings of very, very important people. And goes to just fully down the first drink. And you can hear next to you, Nanna, he snorts at the slightly backhanded compliment, but seems to be completely unfazed by it. Like, this is very normal. But does join in downing the first drink. Does everybody who's given a drink in honor of everybody present finish their first drink?
Yeah.
I'm in drinking competition.
Hell yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Slurp. Squeeze juice box. The first drinks are had, and then Selby saddles up next to Agnet and sort of like pats the table across from him for Tordrick. And he looks to everyone in the room. 2 minimum, we celebrate tonight. And everybody else is given a second drink. Roshan just like quickly bustling around.
Let me know if you want an extra hand.
Valdr stands next to you, Nanna, drinking his second drink and watching the group. Well, I suppose we'll see which one of us, between the two of us, comes out with more honor in the end of this.
I'm not sure anyone comes out with more honor at the end of a drinking game, but that's neither here nor there.
I can't disagree. I have not felt more honorable after any of these.
That's all right. It's all in good fun, yeah?
Aye. It has that going for it.
Tordrick's getting that. Just after that first drink, he starts moving a little bit, like getting into his zone, getting into his drinking zone. He starts shaking his head a little bit and moving his body like, okay, yeah, I'm back home. Oh, yeah.
I'm vibing.
Psyching yourself up, getting into the element.
Yes.
Starting to feel a little bit of alcohol, starting to think about hitting the system, and you're in the headspace. With that, Tordrick, I think your competition will do first. These are going to be Constitution saving throws.
Okay.
And yes, Saga?
Can I just I want to just go up to Tordrick before he starts, and give him a little pat and say, "Oh, please be all right later." And I want to give him blessings of Lady Satyr guidance, please.
All right. You give
Help him not be sick all over himself later.
Yes.
He has a guidance to use. He has to use guidance on his next roll, correct?
I think it's within a minute.
I'm not sure. I'm
But
just
it's the next one, yeah.
next roll.
Oh,
So this is going to be
never
on his
mind.
first roll. He's going to add a D4 to it. I'm going to roll some perception checks from a couple people. As one would guess, Selby does not notice. Agnet looks at you, says nothing, and then goes back to focusing on Gorbjorn. So what we're going to do here, Tordrecht, is we are going to have, it is going to be the first to win 3 is what we're going for.
Okay.
To win in a contested roll 3 times
Okay.
wins the competition. So
Do we take like this Constitution bonus add to that?
yes, you're going to add your Constitution saving throw bonus.
Okay.
And on your first roll, you add a D4.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, and you are both given your first drink, second drink, technically.
And Tordrick says, before that drink, he says, "May your beard grow long, and may your belly grow round." Grow round. He laughs.
He laughs equally as loud and like pats his stomach. Go ahead and roll, and then add your D4.
19 plus. Let me get that 4 in there. 19 plus. Let's see. There we go. Altogether 22.
Oh, instantly smoke this guy in the first round as you put quickly 1 drink away as he follows behind you. Moving on to the next roll, you are in the right headspace for this, and you're going to win. Try and stop me. Go ahead and give me your next roll. You no longer have guidance, I believe.
Okay.
That's my time.
11.
Okay. You watch as he takes a glance over to you, picks up what you're throwing down, and starts to catch up. He wins a point as well. Both of you are at 1.
This is best of 5?
This is best of 3.
Okay. So that means whoever gets this one wins?
No, it's best
No.
of 5. 3 wins it.
Okay.
Okay. It's not best of.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
All right. Next one.
All right. 20. Dirty 20.
Another one for Tordrecht. As he starts to pull ahead again, knocking back drinks. And I'm not saying 3 drinks were had today. Many drinks are being had. Tordrecht is putting them down quickly. On to the next, Tordrecht. Give me another roll.
He turns around and says, "Saga, we might be able to go to the temple quicker than I thought. I don't think this guy's going to keep up."
He choked. Give me a second. He tilts his head back more. Go ahead. Next roll.
Oh, this is so good.
This one, he'll close his eyes real quick and think of the 9 sisters. And hopefully, yeah, see, he broke his focus. 5.
Yeah, Selby.
No!
Selby begins to catch up. He's looking a little wobbly. It comes down to this roll.
Oh.
This is it, boys.
Oh, man.
A whole enchilada.
Oh, he shouldn't have broke his focus. Damn.
Gosh, I can't
Come
think
on,
about God when
focus
I'm
up,
in a
focus up.
competition.
Right.
You can do it.
You're a little dice goblin.
All right, here we go. Last one. Oh, that's not too bad. 20. Dirty 20.
Oh, they
they're
got a
going on a
natural
trip.
20.
Oh, no.
Hey, everybody, welcome to my crib. Oh, you got a dirty 20?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that Selby is adding 3 to these rolls.
Right.
He got a 16, which means he got a 19, which means you win.
Oh, turn it down a little bit more. There you go. Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great.
You beat him by 1 in the final round.
Yes, that's my boy.
Knocking back drink after drink after drink, and you watch Selby as he starts to slow down a bit. And his focus seems to go very distant.
Here, play with this D12. Nobody uses it.
I guess I gotta make you guys use D12s more.
Well, I use them for shit. But...
And
2d6 are better.
You watch as his face hits the table.
Yeah.
And he just murmurs, "Honor to Nanna Hemming."
Woo!
Georgia, go around and put his arm around and goes, quick selfie, somebody. No, just kidding.
Somebody draw this.
Selfie.
Draw this quick. Yeah, exactly.
Somebody sketch this quickly so I can remember it always.
Can I just give him a pat on the back and give him a blessing, Lady Satyr, too, so he doesn't get too sick?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll one last con save to see if this guy can make it. Okay. You see that he is close to going. As you can see him turning a bit green, and you're like, and you quickly go over and you pat him and fill him with holy light. And he seems to. I can keep it down. Good on you, Dwarf. You have earned honor for yourself and Nanna Hemming. And he kind of claps, and he tries to sober himself up. But there is now just a litter of glasses on the table. As he looks a bit rough. He is now gone. And the focus turns to round 2.
Ooh.
Agnet v. Gorbjorn.
Ooh.
Don't let us down.
You got this, Christo. You got this, bruh.
Okay.
You both take your first drink and begin to go. Roll Constitution saving throw.
Go, Gorbjorn. Go, Gorbjorn.
16.
You instantly, aggressively knock back the first one. And for a second, it seems like you almost kind of caught her off guard with the ferocity. You take the lead so far.
Woo!
Next roll.
Natural 20.
Oh!
Watch out.
Offer game thoroughly. One more point to Gorbjorn.
Ooh, get it, bud, get it.
He has just done that thing where the person puts their mouth around the glass and it just disappears. It's gone. He's flowing through this. And you can hear Selby, he needs honor, somebody give him some honor. Next roll.
Oh, I thought
Agnet
was a girl.
Agnet is a girl. He was saying honor for
so dirty 20 this time.
Oh my god.
Okay.
What the hell?
Agnet takes it this round, seeming to finally find some sort of rhythm to this, begins to keep step with you.
Ooh, on
Next
the dirty
round.
20, no less.
15.
And she takes it again on the second.
Oh no! Shit!
Oh no.
Both of you staying even now as she closes the distance. It comes down to this roll.
What'd she get?
Not too bad, not too good. 13.
I got a 13 too.
Oh shit! Remaining even, stoic, eye contact, drinks, going past where Tordrek and Selby had gone. Both of you remaining strong. It comes It comes down to another roll.
You can do
Brilliant.
it.
I would like to hunter's mark her. As discreetly as possible. I want to know if she notices it, and I want it, if she does notice it, I want it to be a little bit of a distraction to
I'll
give her
also
disadvantage.
blow her a kiss.
Whoa.
I'm gonna. Okay, I'm first.
And
going
I'm
to
hungry like the wolf.
roll. See if she can maintain focus. I'm not gonna tell you guys what I get on that. Let's see. Here's her focus roll. I'm gonna give her disadvantage because two things happen at the same time. Okay. Torbjorn, go ahead and roll. Final drink, probably.
Get it, bud.
19.
Let me paint the picture.
I would like to wink at her.
I would like to wink, and we all start winking.
Aggressively.
He's just like, is everybody okay? Something's happening. You see, Fenn, you do this. She 100% notices something has been put upon her. She notices the hunter's mark. And that takes her like a moment, like the recognition on her face of that happening. And a moment of slight confusion as she goes to try and knock back the last drink, looks to Gorbjorn, who winks at her. And in the moment, fully does the thing where it's just like chokes on the drink and drops it. And if one drops one's drink, one is out. And she leans forward and like hits her chest and is coughing. Gorbjorn has won honor, and honor for Nanna Hemming. Was it an honorable win? And
So
we're here.
very honorable.
Shelby's like, no.
Loki would be proud.
Who is going to give the poor boy his honor? There's no honor for the poor boy.
I'll share some with your poor boy. It's all right.
Okay. I said okay out loud to a message. I was like, okay. So yes, okay. You can do that whenever you want to, but currently Agnet leans forwards, coughing, looks you dead in the eye, clears her throat one last time. I don't fuck around with me.
I missed the last part of that.
Who's she looking at?
He's looking at Gorbjorn.
Oh.
And she says, don't fuck around with me. Put up or shut up.
Let's go.
All right.
You gonna go for another one?
It's not a room, but it'll do. It's only one person, but 'tis fine. Smacks the table with her hands and gets up. And does like that click sound with her mouth that Fenn you saw from afar. And you see Selby instantly stands and is like, and
like it's just so automatic. He stands up.
And,
even when he's dead drunk.
She says something to him and then looks to Gorbjorn. Lead the way, asshole. And and we'll follow you.
Up to Rose's room?
Yeah, we're gonna mess up Rose's room.
Oh, no.
Selby salutes. He's like, good show. Can do.
Very nobly fought.
Cute. And both of you disappear upstairs. Drinks are still continuing to go out as Selby starts to pick up speed now that he is shit-faced. Not like he's drinking a lot more, but he is encouraging others to join him on his level.
That makes sense.
Is the goal.
Get on my level.
Does everyone drink their second drink?
Yes, I do.
Valder does as well.
Cordric quits after the competition. I mean, he's
Very
jumping around and getting into it and everything, but he's going to just kind of be there but not drink. And then he goes up to Saga. Saga, you asked me if I would help you learn the ways of the priests, right? The priestesses. Yeah. You still interested?
Oh, of course, yes.
Okay, well, then the first thing you have to learn is trust. You know what trust is, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right, so have a seat. I'm going to teach you about holy water. And he runs up to the bar, and he looks for Ro. Ro, are you still serving? He asks for some watered down mead.
Okay. I'm gonna say while you're doing that, while you're running around and getting this ready, Saga, is there anything you wanted to do before your lesson starts?
Oh, well, I did want to talk to Valder for a little bit, but I don't know how long this is going to take and everything. So
yeah, you see that he looks like he's preparing things and getting people to try and like get stuff. So you probably have a couple minutes if there's something you wanted to do.
Okay. I just want to probably just maybe I was talking to him while all of this drinking was going on then.
Yeah.
You could have been sitting near Nanna and Balder, sure.
Yes. I just wanted to talk to him for a moment. Excuse me, Valder.
Of course, yes. What can I do for you?
So, earlier you were talking about the competitions and contests and stuff that were gonna happen?
Yes.
Well, a lot of them seemed very athletic. And there was a lot of fighting and combat and stuff. And I was just thinking, like, what if they weren't all like that? What if we did one that was like a cooking contest, or like an eating one, or like a fashion thing? Like we could have people walking around in stuff they make or something, or like a dance competition. That'd be fun. Everybody's supposed to be like friendly and stuff, and I think if we're all fighting, that doesn't encourage friendliness.
Some variety could certainly do wonders.
She does have a point, and out of all of the competitions, even though flighting is not done with fists, that's how I see it often end.
Yeah.
Of course, I will bring this to the Jarl. And I'll give her a bit of a nudge. I could probably get her excited about eating something.
Okay.
Honestly, I could certainly see Saga knocking out a pickle eating competition, should that happen to come about.
Oh, well, I don't know. Last time I did something like that, it was with milk and it didn't end well. I think probably I might just do like a dance one, or like a
fashion competition.
Fashion, yeah, that'd be fun, or something.
All right. But, yeah. Thank you for you showing me. I'm a bit. I need to widen my horizons a bit. I will certainly bring this to the Jarl.
Thank you for listening. Yes.
Of course.
All right. That is all.
I have to go learn about the Lord, and
I gotta go to Bible study now.
Yeah, Tordrick, you're trying to get watered down ale, is what you were aiming for?
Mead,
gotcha. No, that's a better option. Yeah, you're able to do that.
Okay. He comes back and he's very dead serious, but he's got a big smile on his face. And he's, well, Saga, so I know that this whole thing here really isn't your deal. I mean, that's, everybody has a choice, but as a I learned as a priest that the idea of something holy that one can consume, it works really well with others and yourself. This is just very, very, very regular, just like a watered down mead. It's very, very, very weak. It's not what I was drinking just a moment ago, what we were drinking. But watch. And he goes and he's going to cast purify food and drink on it to do his best to cleanse it. And he's going to use a lot of blessing words on it and such in the name of the 9 sisters. And then he is going to point to it and offer it to Saga.
I've seen you like spray water on people. Do you do that, or do I drink it?
Drink.
Or
Yes.
oh, okay, okay. All right. Now what?
Well, I prayed and I blessed this water in the name of the 9 sisters. So it is my way of transferring the well wishes of the goddesses to you. There are going to be people coming to you when you have your temple set up, and some are going to be perhaps bloody messes. Some people are going to ask for questions that you're not going to get answers to quickly, and you have to have faith and you have to have trust in yourself. And I know you don't drink, and I feel blessed that you trusted me enough to drink that which I just offered to you. I will teach you how to do these things, but I wanted to make sure that you trusted me, because I may tell you things that maybe don't seem to fit right now. But the one thing I've noticed being a priest is that every day is full of sacrifices. Sometimes you have to do things that may just be not you, but they're for a higher purpose. So you ready to go?
Yeah, I think I understand. I don't really like all the fighting and everything that we do, and sometimes Lady Satyr makes some of the quests that she sends us on are strange and uncomfortable, but it has to be done. I think I get it. Thank you.
You're smart.
I'm ready.
All right, let's go. We'll head it. We'll head out towards the temple.
Okay. The two of you peel off. Buddy system, both of you together, make your way out towards the temple. Meanwhile, so far we've lost 4 people as they've scattered in different directions, but still following the buddy system rules. So everybody's still following the rules that were set into place very recently. Roshan, you continue to give out drink. Who's left in this place? We have Fenn and Nanna and Roshan. Roshan, are you doing any partaking, or is this all business?
Roshan doesn't drink too much when he's working. Maybe a little bit, but...
Okay. Fenn, I didn't see and or hear your answer. Do you finish your second drink you were given?
Fenn's gonna nurse that one. He's not pounding it. He's going in to settle back and keep quiet and listen to whatever he can overhear in this bar mode.
Okay. You go and take a seat and start to listen. Be part of the furniture, as it were, and just blend in.
Kind of wondering, is this good ale, or when the bag of money hit the table, did the cheap stuff come out?
It is the Gull'Lundr special, which is you get what you get.
Okay. Right.
They didn't up and or lower the quality for this.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like, oh, they're gonna be drinking a ton. Don't waste the good stuff on them. Like, I just curious.
Quality only goes up when Tordrick's in town.
Yeah, they're just like restock. Yeah, at this time it starts to get a bit more crowded. Many people start to come in. Selby is very good at riling a crowd to drink and have a good time. It seems especially so when he is drunk. And it turns into a bit of a bash here at the Hooja What's It at the tavern.
Heartsful Inn.
I just couldn't remember. Literally, I wasn't even looking for the name. I was just looking for the word like tavern or bar.
Uh-oh.
Like I found nothing in my brain.
That's a mood.
You're at the building. There are walls.
And there are alcohol inside.
Yeah, they're inside alcohol. Sometimes beds. Oh no. Nanna, through most of this time, Valdr has been talking to you. He's moved on to his third drink, but is not like knocking this one back as he talks to you. Would you accept a third drink, Nanna?
Yeah, I'd accept a third.
It's basically kind of small talk. He talks about how when he was younger, he came to Gull'Lundr as a child. And he tells you, he's like, I remember when I first came, I think I was 5, and I was so afraid of the statue. I cried the whole time that I could see it. Just truly terrified. My mother had to basically carry me anytime we went past it. And I had to hide my face because I could not look at it.
I can understand that. It's a very prominent and very uncompromising central figure for a small town like ours, but tradition holds quite fast, as you can imagine.
Yeah, I've grown a bit, and she only scares me just a little. So not really much of a problem anymore. And he looks around the room. I was wondering if the two of us could talk in private.
Well, it's a bit late at night is my only concern, and we've had some talk about things hanging around the village in the last few days. Just sort of animals a bit on edge because game is scarce, and it's got one or two of the watchmen a little peaky. I wouldn't mind stepping aside perhaps into one of these empty rooms here, if that's alright by you.
Roll deception.
That's not the worst I've ever done. Yeah. It's a 14.
Okay.
Is Fenn in a position to overhear this?
You have set up not by the entrance. You set up in a corner where you can see things better, including the door.
Okay.
You, from where you are, can't hear them over the crowd. No.
But if Nanna were to up and leave, I would see it.
Maybe. I'll let you roll.
Okay.
It's just the fact that it is now crowded. I understand we have just really met, but this is something that needs to be done, without the sound of party in the background. And I truly think with the stars above us.
And it must be alone.
I think so.
Can I kind of gauge, how urgent this seems to be to him?
Go ahead and roll insight.
Not the worst. That's kind of been where I've been at with a lot of my rolls. You're asking me for insight there. 14.
Okay. you can tell that it seems that what he wants to talk about is weighing on him a bit. And he seems antsy, urgent. It seems like he would like to do this conversation now, is what he's implying.
Okay. I will do what I can to kind of like put him at ease and kind of nod a little. All right. Okay. Will it do if we're just outside and bit round the block?
Are you worried about something?
I'm antsy. We've never had so many people come through Gull'Lundr before as we have coming now. And it's... well... it's a lot of noise and confusion and unknowns, and I'll be honest with you, I'm still shaken somewhat after Ave's death. So I'm perhaps being a bit overcautious.
I cannot fault you for that, and my deepest condolences for what you have gone through. I think it is a conversation that should be had at night, away from possible prying eyes. I truly believe that. I am willing to wait for day, but I was hoping a bit, as you are a ranger, we could maybe step out of where I feel comfortable and more towards where you feel comfortable.
All right. Okay. Let's take a step out, and I'll follow along with you. Let me just finish up my drink here, and if you want to step outside, I'll be along in just a moment.
All right. He finishes his third drink, sets it down, and he steps outside.
Nanna will take the glasses over to the bar, drop them off with Ro, and kind of say to him quietly, our friend wants to conversate. He seems very determined to be alone. I don't want to tip him off. I'm going to go. Give Fenn a high sign, will you? Just let him know what's going on.
Of course.
Thank you.
Okay.
Nanna will go and follow after. Oh golly, I just can't keep his name in my head.
Balder.
I can't do it. I'm so sorry.
Like Baldur's
Thank you.
Gate.
Yeah.
That'll help. That'll help. Balder. Yes.
You start to make your way over. Roshan, what do you do?
Roshan's going to try to click his tongue like Agnet to see if he can get Fenn's attention.
Go ahead and roll me performance real quick.
I'm good at that. 15.
Okay. One moment. Okay. You see from basically just like pulling himself up from like a place he had fallen next to the bar, you see Selby instantly summoned by that's not what I expected. Hello.
Ro is like filling another beer glass for him while also staring intently over at Fenn.
Okay, Fenn, go ahead and roll me perception.
14.
Okay, so the thing is, you kind of, as you make your way looking about, you can see Nanna made her way to the bar, and you're like, okay. And Then you see her start to walk away from the bar, and you see Roshan staring at you. Full eye contact in your direction.
And I no longer see Nanna?
I mean, Nanna started to walk away, but I'm telling you, Roshan, at this moment, this is the second they part, is staring directly at you.
Oh, yeah.
Nanna started to walk back to where she was, which is by the door.
I'll make my way over to Roshan and prepared to apologize for any mean thing I might have said about his boyfriend.
That's adorable.
Ro will just kind of throw his head toward the door to not signal Selby.
Selby's gonna roll, but with disadvantage.
Because he's drunk.
Good thing about disadvantage, boys. The other roll was a nat 20.
Good thing I got the person good at their job.
Okay. Boy, oh boy, if these people were sober.
If they were professional instead of Norse.
Yeah, that's the struggle, right?
You just offended all of my people.
Racist.
But yes.
Christos
I mean,
signs
I
off.
have Norse blood going back to when the Vikings hit England. My dad traced that genealogy back, so
Yeah,
I'm allowed.
We're all fine.
I'm allowed to trash talk my own ancestors.
Yeah,
No dice for you, miss.
you see Roshan goes and Selby's just watching the drink be poured. It's like he wants to focus on, he sees I should and then refocuses
There is beer.
elsewhere.
Can I leave out the kitchen or something like that so as not to follow immediately out the same door that Nanna did?
I mean, there's not fire codes. Is there a back door to this place, Roshan?
Yeah, probably.
I imagine there's got to be a way to bring food in the kitchen without hauling it past everybody in the...
Sometimes you gotta haul shit past it.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it seems there is a back door.
All right. Yeah, Fenn will make his way out there, taking the hint, and try to figure out where Nanna went.
Okay, go ahead and roll perception again for me.
23.
Yeah, you can see her and Valder walking together away from the inn.
I will give them some space and stick to the shadows, attempting to hide.
Roll stealth with advantage.
And this is dark, right?
Yep.
It's nighttime. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I figured of anybody, you would be the
Jesus.
person.
All right, hold on. Let me show you this.
Oh no. What you do?
There's this one, and then there's this one.
Wow. The prophecy.
The prophecy is fulfilled.
So that's a 29.
Shit. Vanishes. Fenn is gone.
What do you have a +2 to your perception, Nanna?
Ooh, +4, I believe.
Okay, just asking.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing if it was even worth it.
No, probably not.
First off, you can only assume Valder are humans. So the thing is, you are not affected by the fact that he can hide in the shadows if you have dark vision. So that does not impede you. It's just the fact that it is indeed nighttime. That certainly impedes.
A lot.
But he makes casual conversation with you as you go. I do not want to make you uncomfortable. You know this area better than I by a good bit, and I've always been, as the name states, a man of the road. We do not have to go deep, but could we perhaps go into the woods?
I don't see why not. I know a couple of game trails that would be suitable for a private conversation.
I appreciate this. Thank you.
Certainly. Nanna's gonna be keeping an eye on him, but she's going along, and she's, visibly affable.
You both make your way forward, and as you start to get out of the lit town area, he kind of it seems that on the way out, he grabbed something from his bag and has a bit of a lantern, which he lights. So both of you aren't just like, I guess we die in the woods tonight as you bumble around and then the bear gets you.
Yeah, that would be bad.
And he walks with you and lets you fully lead because, as he said, he does not know where we are going. He just wants to go somewhere safe in the woods.
Okay.
Have I been able to tell how he's armed?
He is fully armed. He has his sword on him. He has yet to remove it. Even during the drinking competition, his companions remained armed as well. But he does have his sword on him, yes. And he goes forward with... Sorry, I just saw... Hi, Indica.
We missed you, Indica. Thank you for joining us, even if it was briefly.
I just like pulling a Mama Lisa. I like that we now have a thing for dropping in to say hi. So hello.
Very good.
You start to make your way out, and where do you take him, Nanna?
Well, I think very truthfully she does know a fairly simple game trail that's been walked over enough that it's obvious by lantern light at night. So it would be easy enough for us to follow along and not get lost. And it's wide enough in enough places where two people can comfortably walk side by side without needing to go one after the other.
Yeah. You talk casually, and he looks around as he walks. I've never been... I've always regretted it that I didn't learn how to navigate more in the woods. I can set up a base, I can hunt, but it doesn't speak to me how it does to some. I think it is, the enemy you can see. There's something about bandits on the road that at least gives me some comfort when it comes to fighting.
Things you can't see are undoubtedly a challenge. It's something you have to learn to compensate for, especially when you're human and you haven't exactly got very far to see in the dark. It largely comes down to sound, really, and knowing your landmarks.
I'm not sure I'll be able to hear much over Selby in my company, but but something to keep in mind.
I think so.
And he stops. Is this all right?
This is all right, yes. Nanna wants to be kind of full on looking at him, giving him the attention that he seems to think the conversation needs.
Yeah, he fully faces you, and is standing pretty close, probably arm's distance, away from you is where he sets up to speak.
Sure.
I like to think I'm pretty good at talking. Once again, no Selby, but things are different now. Everything is changing so quickly.
How do you mean?
I mean, the fact that I'm here, the reason I'm here, the horrible fate that has befallen your brother, that has befallen Herserson. We have lost 3 chiefs, all who signed a treaty together. And it's not just them on it, and I can only hope for the safety of the others as they make their way here. But things have changed, and I don't know what's right anymore. What's the right thing to do and who to trust, and if tradition is the way forward.
I've gained only a little wisdom, I think, relative to what I would judge my brother had and your sister has. But the things that I have seen have borne out that there are things that people can do when they band together that cannot be done alone. And a group forged together towards a purpose of growth, towards a purpose of healing, can do wonders. And if I were wise in the ways of politics, I'm sure I could maybe find a way to politic that, make it into a policy that would be fair and just, but that has never been my strength.
I stand there with you on that. The Jarl has a lot of politics to do, and I do it in my own way, and by my own way, I took to the road as quickly as I could. And
Not
I think,
unlike me and my ranger work, if I'm being honest.
I think we share that. A separation that we can no longer abide by. And I agree. I just don't know when it comes to allies if it should be exactly as it was, you know. I suppose I will see once I meet everyone, but has there been peace? Yes, but it just feels like the tide coming in.
Well, tides can change. And on a whim, sometimes. Weather can change things unexpectedly. Fates can fall where one does not expect. If there's anything I've learned from the crew I've traveled with, that is certainly one thing.
When it comes to allies, I feel as if I must make choices that I would have not once considered. That I must do what I think is best. And I have always been a man of action while this conversation is happening. Fenn, how far away do you set up? You can see that there is about 20 feet of bright light and then 20 more feet of dim light.
Probably just at the border of darkness and dim light.
Okay. You can, it's not like the woods in themselves are just quiet, but comparative to a party, you can hear most of this conversation. You pick up keywords.
And I want to be kind of flanked to the side so that Fenn would just do this naturally, so that if he did have to like fire an arrow and it missed, it wouldn't hit Nanna because I missed my target, or I wouldn't have to fire past her. So I'm off to the side of them is where I would like the position.
Okay. Would you like to have like your bow at the ready?
My bow is in my hand. I have an arrow in my hand, but the arrow's not knocked. Like it's not on the string. It's just I'm ready if something happens. This is starting to tingle Fenn's spine a little bit, being that, oh, hey, here we are in the woods. With Nanna by herself and somebody with a weapon.
All right. camera pans back.
But he sounded pretty non-threatening so far, so that's why Fenn's not like springing into action. He's just gonna find out where this goes.
Yeah.
Drugs can be wrong.
Drugs can be wrong. He's looking at you, and it's roll insight if you would for me, Nanna.
Oh, that's a 18.
He looks very nervous. Like he has become more nervous once getting into the woods. And you feel the more he talks, the more nervous he gets. And he sort of like rubs his hands together. It seems that he has nervous energy at the moment while he speaks.
Okay. Valda, if there is anything that I can do to ease your mind or take some of this burden, I would be an ill neighbor and an ill subject of your sister if I did not offer any help I could give.
Once again, that Gull'Lundr hospitality. I appreciate it. I do. But I know what I need to do. And I'm ready to do that, I believe. And you hear like a slight crack of a twig behind you, a bit high up, and you see his attention goes to it. And for a moment, like a bit startled. And then you watch as his face relaxes. Oh, wow. Look at her.
Who's he referring to?
He's looking past you, and he's looking like up slightly.
Okay,
But
right.
like a small smile on his face.
I'll take a look. Who is it?
Hello?
Hello? I don't want to turn my back to him, but like kind of like pivot to one side to kind of like be able to look. Like, who dat?
You turn and you see that the she is an owl who has perched up just in view and is sitting just casually on a branch. And you see he was looking to that. Fenn, I'm going to talk to you now. Nanna, in this moment that you have turned and you have looked at the beautiful owl, which it's a normal ass owl to you. Sure. You're like, she's pretty, I guess.
Yeah, she's all right.
Fenn, you watch as Valdr moves, not like forward, backward, side, side. He moves his hand behind him, and you watch. He pulls out a dagger. I would like to know if you do something in this moment.
I cast spike growth at his feet.
Okay, what do I have to do?
The ground in a 20-foot radius centered on a point within range twists and sprouts, hard spikes and thorns. The area becomes difficult terrain for the duration. When a creature moves into or within the area, it takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels. The transformation of the ground is camouflaged to to look natural. Any creature that can't see the area at the time the spell is cast must make a wisdom perception check against the spell save DC to recognize that the terrain is hazardous before entering it. So he's going to be right in the middle of this thing.
He fully sees it happen then.
Okay.
I was just seeing if it caused damage immediately.
Only if he moves.
You instinctually cast this spell. Nanna, you hear him yell out, And Fenn, in like the split second you cast this, you see that once he had pulled this dagger out, he had started to move down onto one knee and is now surrounded by this growth of spikes. And Nanna, you turn and see him now also like this spike growth from the ground that has wrapped around him. And you see, not held by the handle, but held flat on his palm, he is holding a very intricate dagger. He is not holding it in an attacking way, and you can see that like placed almost like resin into it are purple flowers. A beautiful dagger he is holding, and he is now kind of stuck down on one knee.
Oh dear.
Afraid to move because the ground has grown into spikes, and he looks to you.
Nanna, how far are you standing from him?
I'm assuming you cast this so it wouldn't hit Nanna. I'm not gonna putting her in this as well.
But if she took a step to him, it would probably.
Hey, would you take a step towards him, Nanna?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Probably. She like. I'm sure she would have seen the spike growth, but like I feel like she would have put together all the pieces like, oh shit, okay, time to de-escalate this one. Alrighty.
How much damage does she take?
2d4.
Okay,
do
go ahead.
You want me to roll it, or do you want to roll it?
No, you're rolling it. It's yours.
Okay.
That's fine. I won't die.
4.
Dies instantly.
Yeah, right.
Got the hunter's mark, Nanna.
And you feel it like cut into you a bit, and you see that he keeps like the dagger in his hand, and you watch as he goes towards his sword.
Just a moment. I'll help to get you out. Just give me one moment. Nanna is going to kind of like hold her hands up and like gesture towards the scabbard at her side where she's got her short sword. She's gonna like take that out and kind of like gently start to sort of like cut away the vines around his vicinity, try and like kind of get him freed from all of that. Why the dagger and also
Who's
the woods
there?
and also
Who is there?
I can only assume it is. Could be the owl for all I know. I don't know, alright? But I'm confused as you are. We're going to figure this out. But
when he stands, he's gonna pull out his sword. He was attacked. You were attacked. He stands up with his sword. And
right. Fenn's gonna drop concentration on the spike growth and show himself.
He's gonna keep his sword on you.
Right, that's fine.
When he stood up, I'm also going to give him 4 points of damage because he did not wait for casual help. So he will take the 4 as well, cutting hard into his knee, which he had moved down onto. And he gets up and he keeps his sword trained on you and kind of watches as the spike growth goes down. He does not move forward, but he keeps his weapon trained.
That was me. I saw you pull a weapon when Nanna's back was turned. You would have done that for any of your companions, I'm sure.
A second time you watch me from the shadows.
You know that there is a price on our head, do you not?
His eyes widen. Excuse me?
I'm sure this will all come to light in the next few days.
Yeah. Nanna, this has only been known to Eagle, and you know that.
I will... God, okay. I will step in and give Fenn a very pointed moment of eye contact before turning to say it is an inconvenience we picked up on our way back home. We caused offense. We did not mean it. However, there's been some trouble, and we have been beset by bandits along the road, and we have been wound much too tight.
And your friend thinks me a bandit, bought by someone?
I think you a stranger. That is all. Would you...
Fenn is slow to trust many folk, most folk, but I find that makes him to be a level person, someone who can own when he has judged wrongly, and also someone who attempts to make solid friends and make amends.
Fenn, do you believe you have judged wrongly in this situation? Do you regret what you have done here?
Of course I have, otherwise I wouldn't have stopped the spell. If I wanted you dead, you'd be dead by now. It's pure and simple. I'm a man of truth and a man of my word. If I wanted to, I would have had 3 10 arrows in you.
Fenn,
but I've judged wrongly, and I've made amends for that.
How have you made amends?
I have presented myself to you, and you needn't have even known I was there.
Fenn, that will not be enough in this case.
He's not hurt.
Fenn?
He's not hurt.
Fenn.
Yes, Nanna.
Please, trust my judgment here as I trust your judgment.
If you trusted my judgment, you wouldn't be alone in the woods with this person or any person. You didn't trust my judgment. Yes, I'm sorry. Volder, I apologize for my mistrust of you. We are in a predicament. We're in a interesting situation, and the more we begin to trust you, the more we'll be able to tell you. But right now, my concern was for my friend, as I assume yours would have been for any of your companions.
What recompense can we offer to you alongside both of our deepest apologies for this misunderstanding?
You can see he is upset. He is very upset. Nanna, he turns his full focus to you, and his gaze does soften a bit. He does not put his sword away, but he turns to you, like keeps it more towards Fenn, but lowers it. I came to speak to you of alliances. I brought you to where I thought I seemed the most vulnerable. I would have loved to do this with just you and I. And now I can never believe that it is you and I alone. But this question is for you and no one else. What a fucking mess. He presents the dagger forward. I'd like you to roll history.
Well, not the worst I've rolled on history, historically speaking. 13?
Okay. The flowers that are set into the handle of the dagger are 2 varieties of purple flowers. And you know what purple flowers are. And he looks to you. I was thinking the only way forward is with power. And I was going to offer you. He drops his sword and goes back to one knee. Would you political marry me? And that is where we're gonna stop today, boys.
Cuckold is engagement proposal.
Thank you all so much for being here with us today.
In our defense, we were expecting an assassination.
The Cuckolders are back, baby.
Oh boy!
Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you all being here. We love telling you guys a story, and boy, oh boy, what a story we'll all tell our grandkids. We have other shows here at the Dice Cult. Frank, would you tell me what happens on Tuesdays?
Legends of the Air Adventure Stream starts at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern. And the group finally found other people, a bunch of drug addicts in another city.
Sounds like my kind of people.
Welcome to the party.
And so they're trying to deal with some drug addicts and help the drug addicts get out of the place and get some help from them, and hopefully everybody will live through it. We'll see.
That's always the dream, is that all of you live through all of these events.
That's always the hope.
Something a little bit different. On Saturdays, we have Vampire the Masquerade and the Last Remaining Light. I can only assume that maybe something is happening this weekend. I don't know. I don't have any confirmation of anything, but somebody has, a social life or whatever, not pointing any fingers at people's social lives. But if you follow us, full circle, if you follow us at the Dice Cult on Twitter, we'll give you updates about what is to come. We've been known for a bit of a vampire interlude, so who knows what we may have in store. Also, there was a nice conversation between Eagle and Roshan that may find its way to air. Who knows? We'll see.
Oh, comment in the chat.
Hit me up in the chat.
And if you're following on YouTube, post it in the comments.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button.
Ring that bell.
If you're interested in some vampires, every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you, On the Backs of Gods, would like to keep up with us or see some art, we are at Backs of Gods on Instagram and Twitter. On Instagram, we have some beautiful art of the party and some maps and some NPCs. So if you're like, oh man, if only I knew what they looked like, boom, there they are. So you can come check that out and keep up with us on Twitter. Really appreciate you guys being here and participating in this story. I'm certainly having a blast. So we will be here same time, same place every Monday at 9, gross, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh God, I'm so old, I cannot. At 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Monday. We'd love to see you guys back here, and we'll continue from where we left off. Thank you guys so much, and good night. And I totally would like to raid somebody. So hopefully stick around for that. So good night.